Hi Libra, welcome to your April 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your April, can you believe it already, 2022 reading for your actions and interactions with the world at large, what are going on with the footsteps that you take? You have the Five of Wands. I love this for you because it means that you're getting a lot more active, right? This is a month where you're likely to start being a bit more of an active participant in your life, which is phenomenal. What I also like about it is this is you going toe to toe, right? So wherever it is that you have maybe some competition, and there will be competition. Remember, it is the Five of Wands after all. It's not always conflict. Sometimes it literally just is competition. And I kind of get the feeling that this month you are standing up to be counted. This is about you becoming a competitor. It's about you really sort of surveying the land in a sense and kind of looking around and saying, right, who is my competition? What is it that they're doing that I'm not? What is it that I'm doing that they're not? And more importantly, where can I either bring them on side or where can I collaborate with people? Now, I got to be honest with you, the Five of Wands is a very loud card. So when people get together, it's going to be loud. So if you are thinking about collaborations, connections, all of those things, highly favored, but do expect it to be, do expect some teething problems, I guess is what I'm trying to say. For your communications and conversations, you have your card, the Queen of Swords. Now, for me, this card is Libra ruled, and the fact that you have this in your communications, you're an air sign. You're the air sign that is ruled by the gracious and the luxurious Venus. So you guys know how to have the gift of the gab. And actually, I've noticed that Librans are one of the signs that, like some people, if they're complimentary or, they try to flatter people, it just comes across as really cringy. Whereas with Librans, you guys have that sort of like honey on the tongue kind of energy. So this could be really, really great for you. Now, that being said, you are in your full force when it comes to your communications this month, which means people are hearing you, people are listening to you, people are taking on board with what you say. That being said, remember that is just like a sword, double-edged, right? When you've got people really paying attention to what you say, you're also open. Yes, you can be more persuasive. Yes, you can get the results and the things that you want more, but you're also becoming a little bit more... you're also under more scrutiny is what I'm trying to say. Now, that being said, remember what I said about competition and potential conflict. You add to that then the Queen of Swords, which is a card of conflict. You start to build up a picture that some of the things that you're trying to do this month are either unpopular. Maybe some of your ideas are flying in the face of what is already out there. Maybe some of what you're doing is going directly against or opposing to some of the stuff that's out there. So I really like this because there's an energy of you breaking down myths, like in your industry, whatever that might be. Maybe you see something and you think, oh, do you know what? I really hate that people do this, or that they talk about this. My personal pet peeve about tarot is when people say that it can't predict the future. I will try to, this is Libra's reading, so I will try to channel some of your graciousness. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry to say, but here comes the Britwell. That's a load of bollocks, and you can, and tarot does very often predict the future. Now, that being said, side horse, I don't even know what I tried to say there. Soapbox moment, side horse moment. I'm keeping it. This, like I said, something that you're putting forward or that you're presenting, it may fly in the face of what everybody is pretending to love. And actually, the quote that comes to mind is Emma Watson. She played Hermione in the Harry Potter films. There's a quote that she come up with. I can't even remember how old she was, but she said, "Don't be afraid to openly dislike something that everybody pretends to love." And this kind of feels like that energy to me. It's almost like something that you see that you don't like, that you don't agree with, you're speaking on it, and it's going to ruffle some feathers, but you know, you're here for it, so it's all good. That being said, for the professional and the academic sphere, you are either going to have to fight for something this month or carve out a space for your own energy or ideas. All right, so you are having to, you know, this might be one of those times where you are having to go it a little bit alone in terms of what you're trying to do. But like I said, you've got support, you've got allies. It may just be it might be a tough fit to get it all into the right space. For your communications and conversations, for your money and materials. Come on, Rafi. We've got the Three of Cups. This Three of Cups with the Queen of Swords, I like this because it's like the energy of competition is spurring you on to make more money. There's more finances, there's more resources available to you. There are likely to be money and resources available to you that you maybe hadn't considered before. This could be bonuses, it could be grants, it could be loans, it could be friends and family that are, you know, coming together to rally behind you to say, look, if you need this money to make this step, if you want to do this business idea or whatever, like I can front you some cash. Like the support is in your network, and your finances and your resources could be getting a boost from those people. So look to your inner sanctum, because that's likely to be where money, finances and resources are likely to show up for you. I really like the Three of Cups for money because it suggests easy money, right? There's nothing here that is hard or you're having to force it out of people or, you know, having to beg for it or anything like that. It's just there, which is great. With that Queen of Swords, now, I mean, if you are going to apply for things, do expect to jump through a few hoops, but there's nothing here where you're having to like really wrest it out of the world. For your heart and half sector, you've got the Three of Pentacles. You've got two threes. Two threes represents a calming influence, and I love this. So with the Three of Pentacles and that Three of Cups, you and a partner are becoming friends, right? For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is you learning more or new things about your partner. It's about reconnecting to your partner in that possibly like the honeymoon phase, but it's more like like once you get to a certain point, you go past all of well, no, you don't, because it's peaks and troughs, but this is moving out of maybe one of those really, deep sexual connections or whatever, and moving into that friendship stage. But that friendship stage could end up being very lucrative for you. And it does suggest to me that Three of Pentacles is almost kind of, you're learning about each other, you're gaining new insight and new information into who this person is, but more importantly, who you are both growing into. And you're doing this under this sort of calm, easy sort of energy. And I really like that. I really like it. For those of you that are single, it's in your friendship network. In your friendship network, for those of you that are studying particularly, and it doesn't have to be that you're a student. This could be a correspondence course. It could be someone in the group of that Zoom webinar or whatever. Like there's literally like whoever you're catching the eye of, or whoever's catching your eye, is closer to home than you realize this month. For your, the cards have spoken. For your first week of the month, you've got the Moon card. You got this with the Five of Wands. The first thing that I want to say to you here, give yourself a moment to consider who is a friend and who is a foe. This is not a time to confuse allies, all right? I will say this first week of the month, you might just be kind of like, right, I'm on a rampage, I'm going in, I don't care, I don't give a fuck, everything's going, I'm going to war, I'm going to, like you could, and through doing that, you might end up isolating or alienating yourself. Hold true to this. I love this myth busting, bullshit dispersing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love all of that. Keep that. Just don't inadvertently cut off some of the people that are actually going to be the ones behind you going, yeah, because those are the people you want in your corner. For your second week of the month, you've got the Temperance card, and you've got it underneath the Queen of Swords. Now, Temperance Everybody loves temperance because they're like, oh, it's balanced and it's alignment and it's alchemy and spiritual distillation. It's one of my personal favorites, which it totally is. It's all of those things. But temperance is that bitch. When it comes to bringing a little bit of drama, temperance can bring drama. And with the Queen of Swords in close proximity, and you've got the moon here as well, be prepared to catch some stick, to catch some flack this month for maybe an unpopular opinion. This might be a time where, you know, if you do anything like what I do, this month your comment section is going to be salty, okay? So watch out for it. For your third week of the month, you have the Strength card underneath the Three of Cups. I love this. There's so much love and support. There's so much growth when it comes to your finances or your resources. There's a lot of energy and backing behind this. And like I said, it's in your people. You've got to be brave enough to ask this month, right? And like I said, the people around you that are your people, they are going to rally for you. And I love this. But you have to have the guts, the bravery, or the strength to open this up and say, this is what I need. I want to do this. This is what I need. Guys, how can you help me? Even if these people don't come forward and say, right, okay, well, I can give you this match. They might point you in the direction of someone that can, or that network is going to reveal to you where there are some hidden gems. Be open to this and don't be afraid to ask for what you need. Fourth week of the month, you've got the Chariot card. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is exactly what you need, right? There's this new learning, this new coming into a new understanding of who we are, how we are together. I just really love this. And the fact that it is the Chariot card means that there is a fastness, a quickness here, which means lots more banter, lots more fun, but it's the calm kind. It's not the, you know, like, yes, there might be a bit of teasing or a bit of ribbing, but it's not like the hard banter. This is the opposite, I think, of what you had last month. This is a lot calmer, a lot easier. And with the Chariot card, it tends to speed things up, but I kind of feel like this is you speeding up on a specific journey together. For those of you that are single, I kind of get this feeling that whoever it is, this is going to be somebody that you either study alongside, somebody that you're in a mixing pot with, and before you know it, this fourth week of the month could literally see you traveling to meet up. I like it, right? And especially because the Strength card is right next to it, it's kind of saying jump in. Have the guts to just jump in, right? For your new moon message, the new moon in Aries, you have the Gate 41 and Fantasy. And I like this card. Yes, we're talking about fantasy. Yes, this new moon in Aries, you know, at the opposite end of the heavens to your sign, is really offering you a way to build your fantasy. And more importantly, it's revealing to you what you actually want. When you spend your most time in reverie, in daydream, and thinking about, wouldn't it be wonderful if... This is about opening that up and being really honest with yourself about what your fantasies are, but it's also about allowing yourself to dream and to dream big. Aries is a childlike energy because it's that first sort of newborn type of energy, and it's like that big sort of bouncy, I want to do this, wouldn't that be great? Da, 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 da. Like, allow yourself to have that, because through that eventually you'll come up with something that you think, yes, this is, all of that is great, but when I distill it and I turn it into something, this is what it actually means to me. Allow yourself to dream around that new moon, really. For your full moon message, you have the Gate 12 and Caution. I like this card, and I like the fact that it's come up underneath the Strength card, and the reason being is when you read the word caution, it makes you like, oh my gosh, I need to be cautious. This full moon is going to be awful. No, it isn't. What it reminds you is that sometimes you have to take that caution off. Sometimes you have to trust that the universe has your back. In a sense, this is kind of like that Fool card energy, where it kind of says, look, just take a leap, see what happens. And because you've got it right underneath the Strength card, which to me is, excuse me, it's kind of like an echo of the Fool card. For various reasons, and you know, one day maybe I'll explain it. I did to my, you know, to the people that I taught, but this really feels for me like there are new connections coming in this month, this full moon, which is in your sign, the full moon in Libra, right? So this is highlighting, spotlighting you in some way, shape or form. The fact that you have the caution card, this is not a time to be cautious. It's a time to lay that caution down and say, you know what, I am going to take a calculated risk. I'm going to go in with both feet and I'm going to see what happens from here on in. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.